Hello, I am Nimja, and this is the Drop of Truth. This is an adventure, a story of something that you're about to achieve, something that has taken you many years to put together. I'm sure that you're familiar with all the steps, the clues in old books, journals that almost fell apart as you tried to read them, strange glyphs and symbols in faraway places and different lands. Traveling, speaking to people that would never reveal the secret that had been carried by generation upon generation. And yet somehow you were able to piece it all together. It took a while, but that was okay, because you knew what would be at the end of this. Initially, you weren't even sure that it existed, and many of your peers still are not sure that it does. The Drop of Truth is said to be a powerful artifact, a strange, mystical item that will give you insight into your deepest self, one that will both reflect and refract who you are. Something about it called to you, and when you learned of it, you couldn't let it go. And you didn't. It has finally come to this. Somewhere deep in the jungle, after traveling for weeks, finding the right place, failure over and over, but finally something inside of you still held on to the hope that you would find it, that you would be the one. And something is happening deep inside the jungle. You find something almost like a crack in the rocks, barely wide enough to shimmy through, but it's in the right place, next to the right landmarks, hidden in a way that nobody would even think to look there. You found it. As you slowly walk between the rocks, sometimes going sideways, other times able to just continue. At first, it looks like any other natural cave. Anywhere where water has dripped down, plants are growing. Moss. Who knows what has been here? And yet, it doesn't look like anyone ever found this place. As you head deeper, you turn on your flashlight. It allows you to see the beautiful carvings in the rock that nature has done over thousands of years. Subtle colorations display the various minerals mixed in with the stone, Here and there the patterns look almost like drawings, just shy of any actual meaning. And then, squeezing through one more crevice, you see it. An actual doorway. Carved rock. On both sides and above, a door that undeniably is human-made. While still not very tall, the symbols are familiar, the glyphs clear. This is the place. It's the correct combination of different languages that shows that these are the keepers. The door does not open easily. You press against it, and it does not budge. However, you know the drill. There is always a way to open it. If not an obvious one, then a more secret way. You take your time, calm your nerves. While it is okay to be excited, focus on the task at hand. Until you make your way all the way down into the very center of the structure, the very depth where the drop exists. You have to focus. After a while, you find the place to press, and then another, and then the mirror image of those places. After a deep click and some moving stone, you press and feel yourself forwards. The door yields to your will, and you are allowed entry to this ancient temple. You make sure to grab your things as you head in, and immediately it is clear that this door must have been shut for a long, long time. The inside air feels dry and old. Some faint dust on the floor is all that shows the passage of time. Neither weather nor nature appears to have intruded upon these halls. Time to go deeper. Every step you focus, making sure that you know where you are. You look at the walls and the floor for signs of traps or triggers. And it only takes one moment, 1 second of missed attention, and you feel something whizzing by your neck. A slight, sharp feeling alerts you that something tried to shoot. Darts are now flying from the walls. You take a moment. You hope the dart is not poisoned, and you very carefully make your way forward, paying attention to the pattern of the darts and focusing on going deeper. Every tile on the floor is a potential trap. Every stone in the wall pressure plate for another way. You leave the darts far behind, even if you feel a little lightheaded. It only grazed you though. Even if it was poisoned, it would be so little that you can easily continue. You have medicine with you. You press on. You want to go deeper. As you continue, your light appears to reflect. There are crystals embedded in the walls, water or some other fluid running over some other places, and it creates strangely fascinating patterns all around you. Rainbows and refractions that appear to draw your attention in and out. It's as easy as breathing. Sometimes it seems like you see another person's eyes glinting at you from the dark. And then another is no more than a crystal reflecting your own light back at you. Bright reds, yellows, orange, green, cyan, blue, indigo. You know all these colors and they appear to flash before you in patterns. Every step you take almost overwhelming you with a rhythmic interruption of light. It's so dark here that it's unimaginable how vivid the light appears with your eyes used to the darkness. Fortunately, it fades after a while. You do your best to get your focus back. Slightly dizzy, you lean against a wall and your hand gets stuck. It's as if there's a substance coated on these walls. And the more you look around you, the more you realize that that same substance is everywhere right now. The walls, the ceiling, the floor. You have to be very, very careful. You remove your hand gently. As long as you move slowly, you can pull your hand free. It smells almost sickly sweet and strangely tempting. You know better than to even try to taste it. In fact, you do your best to hold your hand away from your nose as much as possible. The corridor in front of you is narrowing, the wall still sticky, covered in the same stuff. So narrow that you have to leave your bag behind and really, really carefully move forward. You know that if you were to lean into these walls, you'd really struggle to get free. And while the jungle is nice and warm, the loss of your clothing would be quite dangerous. Taking only your flashlight, you carefully shimmy forwards, making sure not to touch either wall. And when you're in the middle of this very narrow corridor, you feel a sudden mist in your face, as if something was sprayed towards you. It's becoming a bit harder to think, but you steel yourself and move on, making sure not to touch the walls in any way. You will get it. You will do it. You will press on and make it all the way down. You want to achieve that drop of truth. When you move forward, the walls widen again, and after a corner they appear to widen almost impossibly. You enter a hall that is wider and bigger than it has any right to be here underground. Are you still thinking clearly? Are you hallucinating? You do your best to focus on every step you take, ignoring the slow echo of your footsteps from the stone. You find an entrance on the other side of the hall and you feel so small. You are glad to have a ceiling more closely above you again. You do your best to remember that you want to come back here to explore, but first, let's find the drop of truth. It doesn't take long before you notice something strange on the floor. You step aside and carefully press it. You knew it. The floor opens, but you're safe. Despite the strange sensations in your head, the wooziness that's there, you're still alert enough to avoid at least such an obvious trap. There are ledges on the side that you can easily take. You shimmy along the edge. The only strange thing is that you're not sure if it's the rustling of your clothing against the stone or actual voices. Give in deeper. Let go. Of course, nobody inside of here would be alive. No one could be alive. Further, find it. Once you get back to the center of the corridor, you stand still for a moment, trying to focus. It can't be far now. Surely you must be close. Just a little further, a little deeper. Focus. You can do it. You can find it. You can hold it in your hands. Just a little further. You can relax. It will feel so nice. You do your best to keep going. It's difficult, tired, woozy, trouble concentrating at times, but you're certain you can do this. You came all this way, and you are not giving up until you drop deep. You finally enter. Clearly, this is the place. A center column holds a beautiful crystal shape, a sphere with a tapered top, a perfect drop. When you move towards it, it's like someone else on the other side of the room is moving together with you. You struggle to lift your light up to see them. It's not really clear if it's a person or a ghost. Every blink brings you deeper, but you keep moving forward. You can do it. You can hold it. You can give in to it. Just before you reach out to the final drop, something grabs you and tries to hold you back, but you fight, you resist, you do your best to focus. You want it, you need the drop, you want to hold it and feel the truth. So you push through it, you reach out and your hand grabs the crystal and you drop into the deepest trance. Inside your mind, you feel the crystal drop of truth, the light reflecting and refracting your mind, faceted in fantasies. And you hear voices, you hear words, truths, feelings. You've always been here, you've always guarded the drop of truth. You've been part of this the whole time. You helped coat the walls, whisper the words. You helped load the traps and clean the halls. You always helped to take care of this. And now that you hold it in your hand, you know that you will take care of it next. The drop of truth is a beautiful secret. The task to take care of it, a wonderful one. And part of you will do its best to sink deep, to hold the drop of truth in your hands again. Perhaps that was another life, another world, another you. Then again, I'm sure the adventure felt very familiar. Unfortunately, by the time I wake you back up, you'll be right back where you started listening, as if nothing happened. Although I'm sure you remember it well. Every adventure, every step, every trap, and the resulting drop. Someone has to take care of the temple, don't they? 1, 2, slowly waking. 3, 4, more aware. 5, 6, almost there. 7, 8, almost awake. And 9, 10, wake. And I hope you enjoyed the story. See you on your next adventure.